Hey everybody, this is Simon here, and what I want to share with you today is that you do not lose consciousness in death. And I've heard this. I'm basically just paraphrasing from Bashar, channeled by Daryl Anka, but I'm using my own words, I guess, and sharing it in my own way. And it's that death leads to more life. It's sort of like waking up from a dream. That's what Bashar said, and it's when we let go of believing in death that actually a lot of the old motivators fall away. Because if you look closely at our society, a lot of it is structured around the fear of non-existence, the fear of losing your consciousness. But you do not lose your consciousness in death. Your consciousness expands, as another way of saying that. So basically, I just want to share an invitation to contemplate on the idea that maybe death doesn't even exist. Maybe death was just something we made up, to explain our fear of non-existence. But there is no non-existence. You do not lose consciousness when you die. You become more of who you are in death. It's quite difficult to wrap your mind around that, and you don't have to do that, but I just contemplate on that idea that death leads to more life, and that you are eternal, infinite. And a lot of the old motivators that stem from this illusion of death being sort of the end, it's when these things fall away that you realize that, wow, I don't have to push it, I don't have to strive for something or accomplish something within a certain amount of time, or I have as much time as I possibly can imagine, and I can do anything in my own accord, basically. So yeah, just contemplate on that idea for a while, that you have as much time as you want with anything. And of course there's a reason we incarnate in this lifetime for. There's a reason we want to explore something, discover something, or there's some certain people talk about a certain feeling of having a mission, and I've experienced that myself also with this website as well. I've had that feeling, but it's not. There's no need to come from a place of worldly achievement or getting something out of what you're doing. Because you're in eternity right now, and everything is happening through you. So trying to get something is a sort of misperception, because there's nothing outside of you to get, because everything is happening through you, within you. And it's when you take action from that place of not wanting to gain or get something from your actions that the quality of your actions increase. And I think that's really when you let go of believing in death as being the end to something. That's when, like, the death is not the end to your existence, because you are existence itself. You are what is. And that opens up a big mystery, doesn't it? That we're here in these bodies now, but we're not really these bodies, because these bodies change in, I don't know exactly if it's 8 or 10 years or something. These bodies are completely different, but who we are in essence hasn't changed. Will never change. And that's really, it goes beyond the mind, and I think it's good. I think we benefit a lot from contemplating on these ideas actually from time to time, not overthinking them or just meditating on them, but of course taking action, doing what we like to do, etc. But also contemplating on these things, I think is very beneficial for our own growth and our own, just so we can relax into being and relax into this moment and become more of who we are. It's an effortless thing. Basically, it's an effortless thing. But effort leads to more effort. So if you put in a lot of effort, that leads to more effort. But if you take action from a place of effortless, like it's effortless, you're not trying to change something by what you're doing, or you're not trying to make something happen. When you can still take action, but you're not trying to make something happen. That's opens up a new dimension of being, that you can be a lot more present and a lot more open and aware in your daily life, and you experience so much more. Just when you're with people, you can see their beauty, you can see their innocence, you can see their uniqueness, and just meet people from that place of being present in this moment. You can experience other people as yourself, and yourself as other people. It's really, we're all one. So it's basically it's when you put your own identity, your own fixed identity aside, realize that you are so much more than what you could ever make up in your mind, And it's when you merge into this moment, realizing that there's nothing to lose and really nothing to gain, because you are everything. You are everything, and thus you have everything, and everything is happening through you. And it's when you just merge and relax into being, that's when things come alive, People come alive, and your perception of them, and just the nature, and whatever, cars, buses, things just become so much more alive when you're actually there in the moment, experiencing what is in front of you. Right, like you're experiencing things as it is right now. When you see another person, you see him or her as he or she is right now, without your past reactions to that person, or without his or her past reactions to you. And just, even when I'm doing this video blog, I'm not really thinking about what I'm about to say. I'm just sharing. I'm just being here, and I'm just a stream of consciousness. I'm in the moment, just sharing these things, And yeah, basically, existence has a very mysterious sort of quality to it that you start to realize when you're letting go of the tendency to become something or change something. You realize everything is already perfect as it is right now. And from this place, things become easier. Instead of trying to prove a self-image, you're doing it just for the mere enjoyment of doing it, or you're doing it because you want to create something, or you're doing it, like I'm talking about any action, basically, you're doing it for the enjoyment of doing it, and for the amusement, or for the sake of the creation of it. And like this video right here, I'm not really attached to the outcome of this video. I'm just sharing these thoughts. And last thing I want to share is that your spirit, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and your spirit is neither male nor female. That's all. This is also straight from Bashar, and I like to share these things, and that is also free yourself from a lot of ideas about masculinity or about femininity or about this and that, about who you should be or what you should do or what you should look like, etc., etc. Your spirit is neither male nor female. Your spirit is just spirit. It's who you are. It's eternal, and it's basically just innocent spirit that it's neither male nor female. It's very inspiring to me, actually, because if you look in our society, a lot of things are based around these ideas of how should one be a good man, or how should one be a good woman, or a sexy woman, or a masculine man, and whatnot. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with these things, but I think a lot of pressure can be taken off when you realize that, wow, I'm neither man nor woman, I'm just myself, I'm just spirit. And yeah, this is what I want to share with you, and hope you have an amazing day. I hope you take good care of yourself, and feel free to comment, feel free to ask any questions, and just start a discussion. I'd love that. And thanks for watching.